Okay, so I am back with my recap of the other one, season 1, episode 4. Now, the titles are different if you're watching it on Amazon Prime versus Acorn. I'm getting the titles from Acorn, so episode 4 is titled The House Clearing. So Tess has taken some time away. She went to go visit her sister, so we don't see her at all this episode. Cathy is in the process of getting the house together because they're selling the house. And she invited Marilyn and Kat over, one to see the house, because Marilyn wanted to see the house. Obviously she had never been there, because she wanted to see where her true love lived, and before it would be her last chance.
This place is well nice.
Oh, Cathy, thanks for this.
So while they were there, Cathy was talking about the memorial bench. She wanted to get a memorial bench for her dad and the plaque, and she had already done the research and the pricing, and so, she gave them what their portion of it would be if they wanted to contribute. And so she also, told them, it actually started with the bike. So, Kat saw the bike, and Cathy was like, oh, her father, their father gave her that bike and taught her how to ride and all that. And so Kat is like, well, he never got it. I never had a bike. I wanted a bike, and, I never got one. And so Cathy actually told her, well, you know what? You could have the bike. Okay, but then she made the mistake of saying this.
You sure?
And, you know what? If you want anything else, then just go for your life.
What? Anything?
Yeah, seriously. Dig in. God.
So, she ends up leaving, going home. So Marcus and Cathy finally settled on a house, and the new mattress came. And you can tell that Cathy is not really all that invested in this relationship. I do think at one point she did love him, but his indiscretion coupled with the fact that her finding out about her dad, even though she loved her dad, I do think that it's in fact impacting her more than she would like to admit. And it's the same with her mother. And so they get into an argument over the mattress, right?
It's no problem for me to...
Just leave it, okay, Marcus? It's fine there.
So, after that, Cathy goes back to her parents' house, and she realized that the house is clean. It is empty. Nothing, not a speck, a sprinkle, a speck of dust, nothing. Everything is gone. So she gets on the phone with the police until she realized, she walks into the room and she sees the bike. So Kat, when she told them that they could, just help yourself, they took everything but the bike. So Cathy ends up loading the bike into her car and going over to the house, and you can kind of see like some stuff is like kind of sprinkled down in the yard. They can barely get in the house. Marilyn's kind of sitting on the couch trying to decide what she wants.
Got the bike I gave you?
Mum, help me shift this fridge freezer, will ya? Hold on.
Definitely keep.
And there was this kettle or something that they were going to chuck or throw away, and Cathy was like, can I have that? And then Marilyn had the nerve to say, oh, did you want to keep some things? Like, these are her parents. Like I'm saying, I keep Kat and Marilyn a ghetto. They just, and some of this, I really want to believe that this stuff isn't like nastiness, like nice nastiness, like her resentment. But I kind of feel like there's some underlying something there. You know what I'm saying?
If I keep that.
Sorry, Cathy. Did you want some of this stuff? You did say help yourself.
What do you mean? Does she want to keep some stuff? These are her parents' belongings. Obviously, she didn't mean for you guys to clean the house out. And she actually made a commentary like, I thought, we had been burgled and I was going to call the cops. And, it was this whole thing, right? And then she's back at the house. She's back at her house. And they're in bed. And Marcus is talking about how all, his family are surgeons, his father, his brothers, and whatever. And so Cathy is looking online, and she can see that Kat and Marilyn are selling the stuff on eBay.
She's selling my mum's old Stairmaster. Look, on Kat's Facebook.
And so that kind of made her feel some kind of way, right? And then what pushed her over the edge is when they listed the bike. Because, that was a gift. She gave it to Kat. So, of course, she couldn't let that go. So she went over to the house the next day to talk to him about it. And she basically told him how she felt like she felt some kind of way about them selling the bike.
Just really peed off about the bike.
And so Kat ends up telling her that, you know what, she doesn't know how to ride a bike. She's they're selling the stuff so they can raise their portion of the money for the bench. And so, they decide, and she also talks about Kat works for this service called Deliveroo. It's like Uber Eats or DoorDash or something like that. And she's saying, ever since they put this rating system in, she's not doing so good, whatever. Basically, things are not going well for her at work, and so they need the money.
Things haven't been great at Deliveroo since they brought the driver rating system in, and I'm still fighting to clear my name over the missing numbrad.
So Cathy was like, oh, I feel bad that she never got a chance to teach her how to ride a bike. So she agreed to teach her how to ride the bike. So now it's the next morning when she's supposed to go and teach Cathy how to ride the bike, and her and Marcus get into it again because he wanted to stay home, and I guess they hadn't been intimate since the whole situation. And so she was basically like, I made a promise to her and I need to keep my promise to her. And he felt some kind of way and made some commentary about, well, maybe I need to get somebody else in here to help me unpack this house. And then she obviously referenced him sending the eggplant pics. And of course he was like, okay, you know what? You can't keep holding that over me. And which is true. If either you're going to forgive somebody or you're not. And partly the stuff he said was true, was basically you're punishing me for your father as well. So it wasn't just about what he did. She's, he felt like he's also getting the brunt of whatever, her resentment towards her dad.
Like I promise not to send dick pics to someone.
Okay, low blow. You can't hold that against me forever.
And so eventually she left because this old mattress is still there. So she's telling him he need to get rid of the mattress. Marcus is now at the dumpster, and he has dumped the mattress.
Start stopping folks like me on the job.
Now, for some strange reason, these women are like, falling all over him, like, oh, can you help me? Can you, playing the damsels in distress. And he feels good about this because it felt good to him to be wanted. Now, part of the conversation that they had the night before was that when she told him about how she thought the house was burgled and she called the cops, he was like, well, why didn't you call me? He felt like whenever there's an issue that he's the first person that she should call, and she didn't. And so now these women are like falling all over him because they need him to lift these heavy things to tip in the dumpster. So he's like, there was a chest of drawer, this woman.
Getting by.
And then the man, he needed help with this washing machine. And then another woman walks up. At this point, he already took his shirt off. You see his little no chest, scrawny little body. As he was about to leave, a woman, an older woman, he saw her, and her glasses had fallen over into the dumpster. So he jumps in the dumpster, give her the glasses. She saw 2 copper pipes, and copper is, you could get good money for those. So he hands her the copper pipes, and she dips out.
Dipping.
And so now he's stuck in this dumpster. There's no way for him to get out. And while he's stuck in his dumpster, I guess you're not supposed to leave your car unattended. He left his car unattended, so now they're towing his car. So while this is going on, Cathy is teaching Kat how to ride the bike. A collision happened. Kat ends up losing a tooth. She's blood everywhere.
Hey, I'm fine. Oh my God, I'm fine.
So she now calls Marcus, and he was so excited that she finally turned to him for something that he gave her, he helped her out, gave her the information that she needed. He kind of calmed her nerves and just basically said, I'll take care of it. And got off the phone before he could get a chance to tell her, okay, wait a minute, I'm stuck in this dumpster.
I can't thank you enough. I love you.
I love you.
Later that day, or the time frame is kind of off, so they're back at the house, and they're unpacking. Marcus and Cathy they're finally unpacking. And Marcus is trying to show off, how he, his no muscle. I don't know what he was doing, but he was shirtless, lifting this box, and he's like, so Cathy, where do you want this box? And she basically said, oh, just put it in the sitting room or something. Like, she didn't even pay him no mind.
Hey, babe, where do you want this box?
I'll just put it in the sitting room.
And he gets kind of walked off, feeling some kind of way. And she get a text from Kat. And she meet up with Kat, and then we finally get to see Kat's new tooth. Child, please.
Ta-da! What you think? Wow.
And so they kind of just sat up there and talked and took some photos with the new iPhone she got from some of the proceeds that she, made from the eBays.
I'm not in that at all.
And they just talked about life and death, and that was pretty much how this episode ended.